It will be one of those deals where who can flip the matchup, but something to keep your eye on. They could totally do it. Todd Simon told us we are going to do it here tonight. Protecting that rim early, but expect to see that all night long. These Southern Utah guards want to drive the basketball.
Dickinson, he knocks down a long two. That was one of the big things NBA scouts wanted to see from him when he tested the draft waters in the offseason, and the first bucket goes down. Big Ten fans may remember, played at Illinois, was a first-team All-Big Sky player last year for Southern Utah. Devontae Jones right back the other way, and he buries a triple. Jones is just his fifth made three of the season to this point. And a nice step-back jump shot goes down.
Made a tough contested jumper.
One of 7 seniors in the rotation for Southern Utah. And a nice floater goes in for Caleb Houston.
You have to love whenever you see Caleb Houston able to get downhill. Nice little jump hook. There's going to be opportunities out here for everybody on the floor in white.
Jones up and under, and he's 2 for 2.
Knocking down shots from the perimeter. Just freezes Tevian Jones with the shot fake.
He's a guy for Michigan that you feel like still has the potential to take another step as the point guard for this team.
3 NBA players plus Hunter Dickinson to kind of pad that transition. Devontae Jones just 1 turnover the last 3 games, and right now he's living in the paint. He's shooting the ball better.
5 and 3 against Division I opponents. Played a tight game against Cal earlier in the season. Ended up losing by single digits. That 3 goes down by Dre Marine.
He'll defend you. He can make shots. And honorable mention all-conference player last year. Dre Marine, just a really solid player.
Dickinson doubled. He goes right around him with a 2-hand jam.
A little bit of a rough patch there in that North Carolina Tarleton State stretch, but he's back on track.
And Devontae Jones right on track from 3. That's his second made 3. Diabate with 8 on the timer. Dickinson a second opportunity with the left-hand turnaround. Got it to go. Too high off the backboard that time from Butler.
Here's that small lineup for Southern Utah. We'll see if Michigan can exploit it. How about that, though? Throwing it up. Moussa Diabate going upstairs and throwing it down.
Frankie Collins is checked in for Michigan for the first time tonight, as is Brandon Johns on a stop and start for Houston, and a chance at a 3-point play.
Michigan's going to have opportunities from 3 all night. I mean, you're going under on even Eli Brooks out there. Eli Brooks is good as anybody in this league at shooting threes. And when Hunter Dickinson has one-on-one coverage.
From the 7-1 second-year player for Michigan. And Mason Fawcett finally stops the drought. 4.5 minutes. Here is Bufkin. And the rebound, Diabate. Offensive board starting to pile up for Michigan. And it leads to a 3 for Frankie Collins.
Three-point line has been such a point of contention here so far for Michigan, but so far today, so good.
In their 4 losses, they have not shot the 3 very well, which was a strength of this team last year. They shot 38%. Devontae Jones. Knight, right through contact and muscled it up over Brandon Johns. Jones skips it out, and another 3, that time from Terrence Williams the second.
Into the middle of that painted area.
And a good rebound from Frankie Collins. He pushes it up to Bufkin. Fouled and the basket. A chance at the 3-piece. What's the biggest challenge in that? He said, we lost 5 pros. How do you replace that?
No, I mean, regardless of how talented the freshmen are, how often do you see a team post-trap the other team's point guard? I mean, that's what just happened with Hunter Dickinson coming over. John Knight very good in the post. How about that pass? I love that Michigan sent John Knight III to his left hand. He wants to go right, and that's a scouting report deal.
Williams down to Dickinson, who now has 14 points. Brooks shuffle pass to Houston, and a thing of beauty on the reverse.
What a pass. What an even better catch. That was beautiful.
And finally, the drought ends after 5 minutes without a field goal. Houston trying to thread it to Dickinson, rolling to the basket. Now here comes John Knight III. He gives it up, and a reverse on the other end for the Thunderbirds. Back-to-back buckets.
It's been that type of night for Southern Utah. A well-executed play. John Knight III with a nice flare screen, but he just can't get anything to go.
5 to shoot. Williams off the back end. Dickinson there to clean it up. And now the final 4 seconds for Southern Utah. Officiating crew tonight: Lamont Simpson, Courtney Green, Bryant McNutt. First bucket of the second half goes down for Southern Utah.
And they haven't been able to do that tonight with their shooting. They haven't shot it great on the year. Now in transition, you don't get back, and Devontae Jones again setting the table for Hunter Dickinson.
Here's Dickinson on the turnaround, that time with a right hand, looking pretty smooth.
Be it right jump hook or turnaround jumper, that's a dangerous weapon, because now teams have to change the way they're guarding you.
And he's a bear to box out. And one too many passes, they cough it back up. 8th turnover now for Southern Utah. Diabate fighting through contact and has the composure to lay it in.
And as all good point guards do, when your bigs run that floor, you got to hook them up.
Jones now with 5 assists. Deep 3 from Marine, no, and here comes Jones on the break.
There's going to be some tired bodies out here. We're almost to the 12, under 12. We haven't had it, but again, Devontae Jones. In 33 seconds against San Antonio, and boy, if Yao Ming doesn't get hurt, those Houston teams with Rick Allen, oh my goodness, this is a dunk contest out here for Michigan.
Could you imagine playing 20 years of professional basketball? I mean, you played professional ball.
I wish I could. I mean, that's good living in the NBA, but Juwan Howard was as good as anybody.
Yep.
He's been a guy that doesn't dress late in his career and is there to mentor younger players. I mean, he gets every end of the spectrum that you need to as a coach. He's experienced it.
They're still figuring out the rotation. They're still figuring out roles. And one thing I thought was interesting, Sadie Washington said, when you're replacing 5 pros, less than 30% from the floor, 3 of 21 from deep with 11 turnovers. Meanwhile, Frankie Collins having his way. He gets to the cup.
Because of that, it just sows confusion. Frankie Collins able to explode to the rim.
For your school and then your club team, do you feel like that may be part of why it's taken him a little bit of time to get his feet wet, to feel comfortable?
He didn't play a ton in the first couple games, and now seeing his role expand. But once you get on campus, it changes. That's a great cut by Seth Jackson. It's a big learning curve, but you're getting to, whether he played in high school or not, more so it stinks for him personally. I mean,
right.
You want to have your senior year, and that's one of the real tragedies of COVID. Is it?
Southern Utah made 4 of their first 6 field goals, then closed the first half 5 of 23. Second half has been similar. They've just struggled in the paint.
They were going to need to really make it rain from the three-point line tonight to have a chance. But the way they play, and that just was not the case. They're so undersized, and now you see Kobe Buffkin, and it ends up you're just proving when you don't make shots that you actually can't shoot the ball. He's worked on it. He's got a nice stroke. I think that's impressed me, and then also the right hand stuff that we've seen tonight.
In the association?
Yes, I've witnessed that from many a shot blocker.
Here's a deep 3. Jackson buries it from the top of the key. Kick out to Jackson. That's his second 3.
It's the second 3 he's knocked down, and Seth Jackson moving without the basketball, getting away from the dribble drive and getting a good look. I mean, that's the most important thing that you can do as a player when you're expected to be a good team and things don't go your way initially. You got to stay together. We see Jaron Folds tip that in, just like they did when they came to Purdue. And honestly, that game for me, I said, man, I thought I played hard, but I really don't. And you got to learn from some of these experiences.
Good take to the bucket that time from Kobe Buffkin. Buffkin and Jackson getting some good clock tonight. Folds doing it on the other end. Rejection.
Some real progress here for Juwan Howard's defense.
So Michigan, after a massive win over Southern Utah, a team picked to win.